I respect disabilities. The thing I can't figure out. You claim you're actually blind and you've been, diagnosed as disably blind. Get your story straight. Show some real evidence. And quit talking about me unless you actually have something to talk about.
She wants to fucking come at me. Let's go! So I just remembered I have screenshots that Eva Marie and her endless account of alt accounts on Reddit, because someone sent me screenshots with a completely different alt account of. So she decided to invade my one subreddit, so I banned her, obviously, and I have screenshots. So Adrian ended up actually taking the screen recording we had and making a YouTube short with it. It's unlisted, so I will link that here, of course. And obviously I have no proof that she is the person who is doing the other shit that I complained about yesterday, but I do have proof of this. So I'm going to take this as an invitation to scroll through her content, find the worst shit I can find, and us talk about it, because holy fuck, it's bad. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Be showing you, while I continue to talk, screenshots of Eva doing the thing that she says is just so wrong and mean of me to do, and that's called commentary. Now, she says that I'm mean and I insult people and whatever, and I mean, I kind of do, but so does she. Look at these screenshots. I'm not playing the actual video, but if you just look at the screenshots and the things that she's saying about these people, and she's putting words in their mouth and everything else, look at the evidence, people. At least look at it for as long as you can before the dumbass takes it down. And anyway, so I found a video of hers that is actually her talking, and I'd like to go through why the fuck it's not educational and why it's dangerous for those of us who are disabled, who actually want to make something of themselves in life and don't want to just sit around and whine and be a pick-me bitch and talk about how good we are because we do the bare minimum and do charity work. I'm not saying that if you are disabled and you can only do charity work, that's all you have the spoons for, that you're lesser. You're not lesser for that. What makes Eva lesser is the fact that she wants to put herself at the top and everyone else at the bottom, and she's the most oppressed. She has it worse than everyone else. That's what her problem is. And the fact that she brags about her charity work for attention. That's my problem. I think it's great that if someone doesn't have the spoons to work, they do other things with that, and because making something of your life doesn't have to mean contribute to the capitalist hellscape. If you're on disability or on any other kind of government benefits for one reason or another, and you are still doing things that help others, whether that's charity work or, a small business or something, good job. That's great. Thank you for contributing to the world around you. Eva is only contributing to making the world worse. And I have fucking evidence of that shit. So let's fucking go! She wants to fucking come at me. Let's go!
5 signs of imitative DID.
So, Eva's allowed to make her content talking about her 5 whatevers of imitated DID, and I'm here to tell you and do my content and make commentary and say that I think she's full of shit, and that there is a better video you should watch, and it is by the creator Multiplicity and me. And even though me and them had beef on Twitter a couple years ago, I do actually genuinely think they do good content, and you should check out that video. It is much more informative than the bullshit we're about to get into.
Number 1, no past history, no medical history, and no explanation of their process of being assessed.
No, actually, okay, so now this kind of explains why she also thinks I'm not actually blind, because I have not doxed myself by sharing my medical information on the internet. And that's essentially what she's advocating for here, is that every disabled person should dox themselves and share their information, their private medical information online for strangers to see, to prove that they're disabled. That's about as fucked up as saying that any non-white person should like have their immigration card on them at all times or whatever. Like, this is fucked. Do we really need any more commentary on this? Like, no, don't dox yourself, don't do this. I'm begging y'all, please do not share your medical history online. That's how you get doxed. So I wanted to add in that I told a family member the other day about this particularly ridiculous idea that Eva has, and even they were like, that's so stupid. Because, okay, you share one medical paper, and then they want more papers to show that that paper is legit, and it's like, you know what, yeah, that's another reason why this is full of shit, along with the massive online safety issues.
Number 2, altars that are glamorized and based on modern media that seem to show up on a monthly basis.
What is or isn't glamorized is subjective and not quantifiable, like, at all. However, based on modern media, do you not realize that, you know, some people, when they get real stressed out, or also sometimes if you get, like, a headmate that comes out of dormancy, this is for plurality in general, not just deity, they might not really have much to their identity and then glob onto a character or whatever. So, yeah, no, this is just misinformation.
Number 3, using filters off TikTok to mimic their alternative states.
This entire video is obviously one giant no true Scotsman fallacy. However, I think it is worth pointing out that, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a particularly egregious example because what you're essentially saying is you can't make memes about your own disabilities. Like, I literally saw someone on TikTok make a couple really funny memes about, like, being blind. One of them was they were pretending to use a leaf blower as a cane, and the other one, they were pretending to drive with the cane sticking out the window, and they're super fucking hilarious. But according to Eva, you're not allowed to make memes about your disability because, I mean, some people will use filters to, like, when that particular headmate is out for, like, comfortability reasons, I guess. It's also worth mentioning that, like, other groups of people could use filters as well who aren't necessarily plural. Like, not everyone who's otherkin is necessarily plural, and they might use filters for self-expression reasons. And I think it is quite ableist to say that you're not allowed to express yourself how you want to just because you have a disability. And I'm willing to die on that hill.
Number 4, huge follower lists, but doesn't seem to educate, but more or less glamorize the disorder.
And to the point where, like, I can't even take
views.
this argument seriously anymore, and I just feel like every time I hear it, I just think, oh my god, you're so fucking miserable, and you want everybody else to be as miserable as you are. I'll pass on that one, thank you. I mean, I don't have a lot of views, and I'm okay with that. I like being kind of small. Means I'm less likely to get canceled. I'm kidding. I don't really feel like I have to worry about getting canceled because I'm not a bigoted piece of shit. But I do think that the idea that someone who's disabled worked hard to get their follower count, you know, they shouldn't be labeled as glamorizing their disability just because they have a lot of followers. This just to me sounds like Eva's mad that she only has 613 followers as of recording this. And so, you know, there's that. Which, I mean, I guess if you want to be a bitter Betty about it, knock yourself out. So yeah, I just think that's insane. In the membrane. But anyway, I just cannot take this point seriously anymore because it's like, again, like I said earlier, what's glamorized is kind of subjective. I mean, when you're someone like Eva, glamorizing is just not being mopey and grumpy all the time. But, you know, or like she said in a video aimed at me that she doesn't think I'm blind because I can do things, which, that hits the nail on the head that I'm not wrong about all the other ableist shit she said, because I can say from personal experience that that's a bunch of ableist bullshit. So, yeah, she's not really proving herself wrong here. She just keeps digging herself into the hole of I'm an ableist little piece of shit.
And last, number 5, the big one. Using DID to sell items, use it for income.
That a lot of people rely on disability money because they can't be employed. Self-employment is also a good alternative to being on disability if you're able to do it, because unfortunately you don't have as much control over your money if you're on disability, and they don't really give you a lot. You're not really allowed to have a lot in savings, and it's just a whole clusterfuck, and honestly designed to keep disabled people poor. So if you're able to afford to not be on disability, I think that's great. So if that means you're an online content creator, then that's cool. If you're able to have a regular 9 to 5, that is cool too. Obviously, if you are, I think we gotta fight for better rights for those that do need to be on disabled people who do need to be on disability, because obviously they deserve to be paid a living wage. I just feel like in the era of the orange mango as president, we're not gonna get that. So that's why I'm saying if you're able to find alternatives to being on disability, take advantage of them. And I would never put down another disabled person for being able to be a content creator or some other kind of full-time job. Fun fact, I do not want to do the content creator thing full-time. Obviously right now I don't have the ability to, but it's not something I think I could see myself doing full-time. I'd get burnt out very quickly. But obviously I do have my own Etsy shop, which I started in February of this year to supplement the money I get from my part-time job that is like a regular like food service job, which I like a lot. And I just think it's sad that someone is promoting the idea that as a disabled person you shouldn't be allowed to be employed. You shouldn't be allowed to be self-employed is extremely fucked up, and I just, it's very hard to disagree there. It's important to be able to, be as financially independent as you're able to, especially in this society that we're in currently. And I do have like other goals and plans as far as self-employment goes that I want to get the ball rolling on, but that will come in time. But anyway, so I guess we should continue to lose brain cells.
And not educate.
As a disabled content creator, you are by no means obligated to educate your audience on your disability. We all should normalize educating yourself. As in, if you know someone with a disability, or honestly, just search out disability-related content on purpose and search out the people who are choosing to educate. Don't expect every disabled person you come into contact with to be your fucking textbook. Obviously, it's good to ask how their disability affects them specifically. But if you're expecting every disabled person that you come into contact with to be your textbook, you are part of the problem. I'm going to be real with you. You are part of the problem. You need to stop.
While dressing inappropriately.
People should be allowed to dress however the hell they want. Inappropriately is a load of shit when it comes to how someone wants to present themselves on the internet. Let people dress however the fuck they want. Having a disability does not mean they owe you participation in purity culture. Nobody owes you participation in purity culture. And nobody owes you a certain presentation of themselves. If you think that way, again, you're part of the problem. Please stop.
Sexualizing and using drugs to show the disorder.
So, I'm gonna steal a concept from the pagan community for a second, and that is UPG, SPG, and VPG. Basically, the G in those acronym stands for gnosis and has to do with like personal experiences with a deity. And so UPG is like your personal experience with that deity. SPG is shared experiences that other people have also had with that same deity. And VPG is experiences that people historically also had with that same deity. I think there is a usefulness to bringing them into the disability conversation. I think science and like symptom lists and things like that would be the VPG in our analogy here. SPG would be the shared experiences that the people with those disabilities have that may or may not, but more than likely are not always in the symptom criteria, because there's more to the lived experience of the disability than just its symptoms. And that's with any disability. And then UPG, your own personal experience. And I think what Eva's doing here is just putting her personal experiences out there and saying that's what everybody should be like. She did this in a video of hers, again, about me, where she states that because I don't act like the blind people she knows in real life, she doesn't say outright that I'm not blind, but she sure as hell implies it, and I'm not stupid enough to not notice that. So, I think it is important to acknowledge that one person's experience with a disability does not quantify every single disabled person's experience. And it is also extremely important to acknowledge here that disabled adults, say it with me now, disabled adults are adults. And if they want to partake in recreational adult activities, whether that's drinking, drugs, sex, they have the right to do that. It is their body. That is their choice. You do not get to infantilize disabled people by saying they can't partake in adult activities or, be sex workers, whatever the fuck. That is not your fucking business or your choice. That is that person's choice. Obviously, you're allowed to have your opinion. None of my reacting to Eva's content is because I think she shouldn't be allowed to say these things. I think she should be allowed to say them. I also think I should be allowed to say, hold on, I think this is fucked up. And everyone can just make their own decisions on what they think, I guess. But, yeah, that is where I stand on that. I'm debating putting in the clips of the video that Eva did, about me. And reacting to them as well. We'll see. I'm gonna probably cut out some of the fluff in that and just get to the point. Because that's what I do. I'm a no bullshit kind of person.
Your story straight. Show some real evidence. And quit talking about me unless you actually have something to talk about.
This is like my third attempt of trying to share evidence. The other two were deleted. So let's see how long this one stays up. I wish I knew someone I could bet money with on this one and then probably win money, because I'm sure it'll get taken down real quick.
This crap. All you people that want to be sick. And then there's real people like me who don't want to be sick.
I'd say it's less about wanting to be sick and more about just being at peace with the body and the mind that you have, and not being miserable and taking that out on everyone else. My beef is with society more so than the fact that I'm disabled, because it's society that causes me the most grief, not my disabilities.
What is your problem? Are you that bored?
No, well, I'll put it this way. I started doing YouTube and doing commentary and stuff because I had a hard time finding a job because of my eyesight, and so I was kind of doing it, and I still do it like as a hobby for fun, to keep busy, because everybody's got to have hobbies, So I guess in a roundabout way, yes. But it's literally because it was like, okay, I can't contribute to society in the traditional sense right now. What can I do? And I do think that commentary is a very important and very underrated genre of YouTube. So that is why I do what I do. So in a roundabout way, she's right. So I guess I have to say here, a broken clock is indeed right twice a day.
I mean, It's like you keep putting up content about me because you want to sell your Etsy crap.
If I remember to, I will edit it into the video, but if I don't remember to edit it into the video, I will make a post about it, and that is that statistically, when I make content about you, I'm so busy, making the content, editing and whatnot, that my Etsy shop actually does less well because I'm focused on this. But I think that talking about your shitty behavior and how you justify it by saying, well, you've been through trauma, so all good, is worth talking about and worth putting my time into making the video. And I just think that it's important to talk about this because honestly, it's kind of just getting ridiculous at this point. Like, this whole thing started because you took down a video I made about like reacting to content, which I am allowed to do, because you decided that copyright exemptions like fair use don't apply to you. That's not how that works. So this is my last attempt at, I guess, exercising that right. And if you break it again, I will... Okay, I keep threatening to take you to court, and I get that, like, that I should act on... I should stop threatening and just do it. But, like, you have kids. Well, a kid, I don't know, whatever the fuck. Anyway, you have family. You have kids and other family members that you look after. I don't want them to financially suffer because of your stupidity. But I guess if you want that, then so be it at this point. Like, I feel like I've given you enough chances that, honestly, I'm tired of giving chances. Because I keep thinking every time, oh, but she has XYZ person in her life that she's looking after. And at this point, I don't care. You keep making the same shitty mistakes over and over again because everyone in your life just doesn't tell you, hey, that's wrong, don't do it. So clearly you need some type of legal ramifications for your actions.
Thing I can't figure out. You claim you're actually blind and you've been, diagnosed as disably blind.
So unlike Eva, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on my disabilities just because I live with them. I'm an expert on my specific experiences with that disability, but that does not make me like an expert on blindness. But disably blind is not a diagnosis. The diagnosis I do have, I have a few. I had a cataract in my left eye that was removed. I have a cataract in my right eye, but it's not in my field of vision, so there, no need to do anything about it. I have what's called keratoconus, where like your corneas are kind of shaped weird, and that affected my eyesight back in 2021. And then we got the like swelling of the cornea down, and all's well and good there as far as that goes. And I have retinopathy of prematurity, which there is like a newer diagnosis term for that, but I was diagnosed with that specific term because that was the term that was used when I was diagnosed as a baby. Because that's obviously when that happens. So, and that has made my eyesight so that I have no peripheral, or like extremely little, so little that it's kind of not even worth mentioning. I have my left eye is 20/200 and my right eye is 5/400. And my eyes, I can't see with both of them at the same time, so I kind of have to like alternate between them, so like go like one or the other. So, and sorry for everyone in my audience who's heard all this shit before, but I don't think, just in case some people who haven't been paying attention start paying attention, yeah, that's the actual diagnosis. And if you think I'm going to be gullible and stupid and desperate enough to share my medical records on the internet, no, thank you. I will say it again, I do not want to be doxxed. I took we had like little internet safety lectures when I was in school, and I was taught the basics of how to be safe on the internet. And in that thing, it says don't share personal information. So I am therefore not going to be spewing my medical information at all y'all. And if that makes you think I'm fake, then so fucking be it, honestly. You're not entitled to that type of information. And the fact that some people think that they are is honestly disgusting.
But you can read all this tiny content. You can go on. You're more advanced than I am on these apps. And I can see.
So, I'm confused. You're an educator, correct? You want to make videos educating people? So I would think that as an educator, you would want to do the basic-ass research about other people's disabilities that they interact with. Because, I mean, let's face it, you want people to hear about your research, right? Like the research that you've researched or whatever. Then why the fuck can't you do that for other people? Because this is not shocking information on things like screen readers and other accessibility features that are either in whatever device you're using or accessibility features in specific apps, or very easy to research. This is not rocket science, so I'm not going to waste my time sharing information that honestly Eva should have found on her own. This isn't fucking rocket science. Kind of sounds like maybe your content is less about education and more about attention. Because if it was about education, you would be willing to do the research you want other people to do on your issues. You would do them for other people.
And then you're selling all this itsy stuff with this tiny beadwork. I'm sorry, I'm no expert on blindness.
Dang, it's not like it was obvious or anything that, but man, what do I know?
But I'm a bit confused on what your disability is here.
Honestly, I have a hard time believing that you actually are confused. It kind of just feels like you're grifting at this point. Like, genuinely just kind of feels like you're grifting.
Because there are real disabilities where people are blind. I actually know somebody that is blind.
Okay, and what the fuck does that have to do with the fact of, like, my disability? Like, seriously, who cares?
And I've helped them.
Well, not all disabled people are helpless, just saying.
And I've done things for them.
Anyone who happened to find this channel from my posts on Blue Sky and Twitter after my old channel was taken down will have seen stream archives where I had my friend Ravani read things for me because I couldn't see them. So, it was also the fact that I did use a screen reader as well in those streams. So, there's that. Almost like sometimes, two things can exist at the same time. You can simultaneously need help in some areas and not in others. And everyone's different. Every blind person is different with what they are and aren't able to do. Some of it depends on when you become blind, because it's a lot easier to learn things as a child when you're developing and all that than it is to relearn stuff as an adult. So that is obviously going to play into things as well. And this argument is just full of shit.
I respect disabilities.
No, you don't. I think, what we're going to do is, if you believe that Eva actually respects disabilities, put a Z in the comments section. And if you think Eva disrespects disabilities, put an X in the comments section. I'll repeat the directions again, because we're going to have a little poll, and we're going to see, what the viewers think on this one. Put an X if you think Eva disrespects disabilities. Put a Z if you think Eva respects disabilities. Because it seems like the only disabilities she respects is the ones that her and her friends and family have. And that's about it.
And sitting there acting like you're an expert in dissociative identity disorders?
Something I have never in my entire fucking life claimed to be. But keep talking, I guess.
When you're not diagnosed with one?
My dissociation comes from sensory processing issues and severe generalized anxiety disorder, not from a dissociative disorder in and of itself. So, congrats. You stated the obvious, genius. And just so, since I'm mentioning all of my other disabilities, may as well mention I have ADHD as well. So yeah, that's all of my disabilities. But anyway, guess Eva just like stating the obvious. Like, congrats, you did like a tiny bit of research.
And you've never been through trauma.
Wait, this is an insane assumption to make about a person you do not know. You do not know me. You do not know everything in my life. So the audacity that you have to sit here and say, well, you haven't been through XYZ. None of your damn business what I have or haven't been through, thank you very much. And if you don't like that fact, and you think it somehow makes me fake, oh well. Because, again, you are not entitled to shit that is personal to me and not to random people on the internet, okay? Just because you want to trauma dump to the internet doesn't mean everybody else necessarily wants to. You know, because, like, that's just kind of fucked. So anyway,
I don't want to hear about it.
That I say too bad, because, I mean, if you don't want to hear about it, then don't watch my videos. Just like people have been telling me if I don't want to hear about your shit, I shouldn't watch your videos. I do, however, think you have a right to your opinion on me. I have my right to my opinion on you, and we both have the right to share that. I am not saying that you shouldn't have a platform. I'm just saying I think the way you use your platform is irresponsible and fucked up. But that doesn't mean I think you shouldn't have one. That just means I think you're using it inappropriately. And I'm allowed to think that. You're allowed to think that I'm using my platform inappropriately. But that doesn't change the fact that we both have the right to be on this platform.
You want to play your little plural community and make up, people in your head? That's fine.
Ooh, no true Scotsman fallacy. Wow. Only the real plurals have DID.
But DID is way different, and it's traumatic, and it's painful.
Honest, this point is completely irrelevant to everything else. And I've literally had to cut out parts where she's going on and on about all her disabilities and this, that, and the other. And it's like, you know what? Nobody's questioning that you're disabled, so why the fuck are you bringing it up other than maybe to manipulate people into feeling bad for you? Unlike you, I don't farm my disabilities online for fucking sympathy and attention and whatever the fuck else. So, yeah, I don't care. Like, honestly, if you wanted to talk about how DID, is uncomfortable for you or whatever the fuck, great. But my problem is half your content, or maybe not half, that might not be quite accurate math, but enough of your content is you making fun of other people and saying that their experiences aren't yours, so therefore they aren't valid. And, hell, the only reason I found your channel is because you collabed with a larger YouTuber who has, like, I think 15K, if I remember correctly, subscribers. Yeah, so if you hadn't collabed in a video where people were mocking people, I wouldn't know about you. But you decided you wanted to make a video with other people, and all of y'all decided to, like, mock and make fun of people, so I decided to make a video about it. So, consequences, actions have consequences.
And when switching occurs to a different alternative state of the mind, it's not fun.
Even when this happens in non-DID plurals, it's not necessarily fun. But, broken clock, right twice a day.
And it's not glamorous.
Only person who thinks everybody else's life online is glamorous and theirs isn't is usually a teenager who doesn't have a lot of life experience yet and doesn't understand how social media works and that people tend to only post the good times or the whatever. You're in your 50s and you're acting like a teenager. Let that sink in. At least I own the fact that I'm childish, and I don't pretend to be otherwise. You're pretending you're not childish. But this has to be some of the most childish bullshit I think I've ever seen.
Done, or send the paperwork there, or send me a restraining order, and I will pursue you.
This clip is Eva confusing something like defamation or copyright infringement, which are both civil issues, and making it sound like it's a criminal case. But I just think that last post absolutely fucking hilarious. You're threatening to break a restraining order by saying, I will pursue you if you get me a restraining order. That's certainly something.
I am trying to do plain educational content.
Try harder because you're not doing a good job. You don't even know how to fucking cite your sources. So yeah, try harder.
To give advice on CBT, DBT, EMDR, and DNMS. And chances are you don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't know if I'll get these in the right order, but we're gonna try. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it is used to treat a variety of different mental health conditions. There's also DBT, which was originally specifically designed to help with BPD. But again, as it's kind of been used, a lot of different aspects of it can be used to treat a lot of different conditions. EMDR is an eye movement processing therapy that is supposed to help people process trauma. The EMDS, DMMS, whatever the fuck, I've seen her talk about it before. It's some kind of audio thing. I mean, her therapist also does hypnotism, which... Okay, I get that this might be a bit hypocritical. Okay, so I wouldn't quite put hypnotism in the woo category, although I think people probably, well, maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't want to mix it with therapy, personally. It's kind of weird. Like, I've tried it once, and no, it was just weird to me. But anyway, so I know that might be hypocritical because of the fact that, like, I'm, like, super into astrology. So, like, I feel like that might be a little hypocritical. It's not that I don't think hypnotism is a real thing, because I do. It's just not something I personally want to partake in. Because I did try it once, and the feeling of, like, kind of leaving your body, sort of, or, like, your mind kind of turning off, so to speak, but not fully turning off. That's a weird feeling. So yeah, no, thank you. But, I mean, my brain, in subsequent years, and I think even sometimes in high school, I can look back at certain things and go, oh, that was my brain, I did actually dissociate. Because there was a couple of times in high school where I was, like, feeling kind of weird like that, like, like, experiencing derealization more so than depersonalization. And I, would go to my parents and be like, oh my god, like, I would walk downstairs, like, go and tell them, oh my god, like, I am having some weird medical thing going on. But by the time I got there, I'd relaxed, so, you know, that kind of eased things up, and so obviously I didn't have to tell them that, and then I would go back to bed. So, yeah, I have experienced both derealization and depersonalization, and neither of them are particularly fun, but I also don't want to sit here and whine on the internet about it for sympathy either. Like, I think it's perfectly valid for disabled people to share their negative experiences. I'm not saying everyone needs to be happy 24/7 on the internet. We should all be allowed to complain and rant and be sad and experience all the emotions. But I don't think we should force anyone to share experiences if they don't want to. Like, that's just baseline human respect that I think some people have lost.
End of discussion.
For you, but not for me, since every time, like, not every time, but a lot of times, I try to point out the problematic shit that you do, and you false copyright my shit. So, yeah, let's see how long this video lasts for. So I was able to find a bunch of old clips from when the initial beef with me and Eva started, and evidence that she has deleted evidence. So this last little bit of the video is going to be that. Alright, so as you can see, I am on YouTube. I am signed out of YouTube. I'm not logged in on any account because my account got terminated. This account right here that is in this picture on Eva Marie's page got, and look, oh, they kept the copyright post up. Weird, the post where they threatened legal action against me, that was taken down. Weird. That's so weird. Huh. That's cute. They want to take legal action against me for making a commentary video about them. Aww. Oh, wow. They're complaining that I call them ableist. Weird, because, like, it went, and I have video evidence of this. Otherwise, the Blaze video, copyright claim, there was a thing in between here where she threatened legal. Huh, weird. Kind of like how a while back she deleted her original comment. Almost like she's trying to get rid of my evidence and spin a narrative that I just kind of came after her. Interesting. Very interesting. As you can see, I've only made 2 videos on this person, and yet they're trying to claim that the 2 videos I made are harassment. The 2 videos I made after that is after they accused me of harassment. The 2 shorts here, well, yeah, they're both YouTube shorts. We have this one where I put a bunch of comments together in a video compilation and use Mean by Taylor Swift. I'm talking about the green video at the bottom here, and then the one up top with all the words on it in gray says, "Don't threaten me and expect," I believe it says, "don't expect to get away with it." So yeah, this is the idea of threatening me. Idea of me threatening them, whatever. So I will be including these in my big video on them. Alright, this is a perfect example of someone abusing the copyright system. Wow. Am I shocked? I swear big YouTubers like to abuse it all the fucking time because they think they can.
Voiceover on. At did road still recovery. Bullet. 9 hours ago. This is copyrighted content being used without my permission. You will be served a 627 report and will be added to US Google YouTube copyright laws to be fined. This will be your one warning to remove this or be charged. As a content creator with this disorder, this is against the law to bully or harass a disabled and medically recognized individual. I do not allow use of my videos or to use my content for drama without permission and am not afraid to use copyright laws or my legal name to do so. This is your only warning. I am going to my county now to make another report and will be sending investigators to the VPN channel link. Have a nice day. 2 likes. Add a reply. Ellipsis. Voiceover off.
Here's the thing though. The content I included was from a publicly available video, and I included only part of the content, and I added commentary to it. Thank you for showing that you have no idea how copyright works and how fair use works. Like, yes, people false copyright strike people all the time, and they get their videos taken down all the fucking time. So yeah, I'm sure this video is probably going to disappear soon, so I'd recommend watching it if you can. But, with that said, I didn't do anything wrong. Have fun wasting everybody's time and resources.
Voiceover on. At Comentary Green 3330. Bullet. 4 minutes ago. At did road still recovery fair use exists for a reason. If you want to false flag my vid and waste time or resources, go ahead. Pointing out your ableism is not harassment in responding to your comments about others' videos, so this is just plain hypocrisy. IDK is an alt account of Eva or Bobo, but either way kindly F off. I haven't committed any crime.
And I stand by
Voiceover
that.
off.
Although I did look at their channel, and it is Bobo and Coach channel. So yeah. Besides, this isn't drama. I don't think responding to their ableist bullshit and then talking about why I wanted to, that is not drama. That is literally just being a commentary channel who cares about disability stuff and cares about disability rights and gives a shit about how disabled people are treated, even by other disabled people. You don't get to use your disability as a get out of jail free code to be an ableist asshole. And if you don't like that, then oh well. That's cute. They want to take legal action against me for making a commentary video about them. Aww. Oh, wow. They're complaining that I call them ableist. Oh, let's see. 15 minutes ago. Nice. Good job. See you in court, I guess? But so yeah, they're mad that I'm calling them ableist. But let's look at this post right here. Give this a watch. Ablaze has been really working with a lot of real sufferers and doing research to show the true facts of DID. Okay, so you're going to continue to engage in the thing that I'm calling you out for. Nice, good job. Even watching hours of doctors explain this disorder in detail. Some people may not like that, but I don't care. Most real sufferers, that's like not my favorite term for any of my disabilities. If anyone said I suffered with visual impairment or suffered with ADHD, I guess anxiety is kind of a suffer thing, but I still wouldn't prefer someone said that. Are tired of being called called systems or some kind of. So you're tired of people using the word that did what the fuck? You're tired of being called systems? Okay, if you don't want to use the word system, there's the word collective, there's alter group, there's a ton of fucking words that you could use, but okay. Or maybe they meant to type sysmeds and butchered spelling, which I can't, glass houses can't throw stones in that department. Or some kind of glamour for the media itself. Oh, that's interesting. I have a video critiquing media representation of disability stuff that has to do with DID. So interesting. Okay. Yeah, itself. Cosplaying characters like some sort of circus for income is not DID. No shit, Sherlock. But the problem here is, you are trying to be the arbiter of other people's experiences, and that's fucked up. I think I'm just going to end it there, because genuinely that is just beyond fucked up. And so thank you for having evidence right in front of me that you work with ableist pieces of shit. Like, you still do, to this day. Thank you. I appreciate the evidence. Thank you. You know what they say about if someone is at a table with another person, and you have a few people at a table, and one of them's a Nazi. Everyone at that fucking table's a Nazi. Ablaze, Michelle Mana, people like that, they're ableist. So even if this person didn't say anything ableist at all themselves, they're co-signing ableism by being at the same table as ableist people. I have made a video calling out Ablaze before. I'm pretty sure it's one of my stream archives that I have made public. If it's not, I will get right on that, because holy fucking shit, that guy's a clusterfuck. So, anyway, point is, thanks for the evidence.